Alright, so I thought I'd wait till March to do this because I already had a February Blu-ray DVD haul video. Wasn't necessarily as big as this one. I feel like I've gone a kind of ridiculous the last couple weeks. And it's unsustainable. You know, when you collect as many movies as I have in the last month, you're not going to collect this many every month probably because it just feels ridiculous. Even though I found this place near me that has $1 DVDs, and I've just been going absolutely insane. I was against collecting DVDs about a year ago, but now it's like if I'm gonna collect certain movies that I haven't seen yet, or that I'm not gonna probably watch that often, why not just get it on DVD? It's not the end of the world. Like, I'm not some film snob on YouTube that only collects 4Ks and stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't have that kind of money. I don't know too many people that do. So if I want to see a movie and I see it on DVD, I'll grab it, and if I like it, I'll upgrade it. It's that simple. But some of these will just stay on DVD, like comedies in particular, I'm kind of against getting on Blu-ray now. I don't really know why. It just feels like it's a waste of a purchase. I could be grabbing something that, really needs that 1080. I don't really feel like you need 1080 for something like Role Models. I really like this movie, but I got it for, I think, $1, not even, maybe 50 cents. So it's like if I get that for 50 cents, and stuff like 40-year-old version, I screwed up. It's the full screen. I meant to grab the widescreen. They had multiple copies, and I messed up. I do like 40-year-old version though. Just Friends, another comedy that I just wouldn't. I found this on Blu-ray on eBay, and it's out of print apparently, so it's $50 to $100. So I'm not gonna spend that much on Just Friends. Adventures in Babysitting. I needed this for my own sanity. The Disney Plus version of this is super, watered down, and they took all the swearing out, and it's so lame. So if I ever want to watch this or show somebody or any of that, I just want to have a copy of the movie itself, the original format, without any of the Disney edits. Jerry Maguire. Not one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies, but when you have a girlfriend, it's probably a good one to have on the shelf. 16 Candles. Now, this is one I grew up watching, and when I rewatched it like a couple weeks ago, it was refreshing. I felt like I needed this. It was like, a nice throwback to the 1980s, and I really enjoy Anthony Michael Hall between 1983 to 1988 in that area. 1989, because he's in, no, it's 1990 Edward Scissorhands. Maybe Scissorhands is 1990, which I think is in here. When Harry Met Sally. I had very high expectations for this, and I was really let down. I'm sure lots of people will say this is their favorite rom-com, and I just did not enjoy this. I thought she was insufferable, and I thought his character was also insufferable, which is sort of the point, I think. They're kind of assholes, but I don't know. There's better rom-coms. St. Elmo's Fire, another movie I was expecting kind of a lot from. Not really a lot, but I was expecting more than what I got. I'd never seen this, and I got this for, I don't even think, $1. And look at the cast. Like, this is all before they blew up and had huge careers, and it's kind of funny to me. This is the same year as Breakfast Club. They were too young to be the characters they are in this movie. They're like 22, and they're acting like they're in their 30s, but they're also too old to be playing the characters they are in Breakfast Club. They couldn't seem to find the right medium to put them in like a movie where they're the proper age. Big. Now, I'm sure I'll upgrade this eventually. This is one that I've just been looking for forever on Blu-ray, and I can just never find it for a decent price that's not outrageous. I'm not spending $30 on Big on Blu-ray. It's just not happening. But, for $1, why not grab this? I just find somebody bought this at HMV probably like 10 years ago and just never watched it because, it's what people used to do. It's like, oh, that movie, and then they just never watched it. Your grandma's house who has like 3 movies. That's what that feels like a grandma's house type of movie. Stigmata. A decent horror movie. Kind of freaked me out. I was not expecting the premise that you get in this, and I like Patricia Arquette. I really do. Ever since I saw True Romance, I'll watch anything with her in it. And if you haven't seen that kind of a horror, go down that lane, check it out. Cabin Fever. Now I like this movie. It's a decent little horror film. Eli Roth. He's super hit or miss though. Like, he'll make something like this or what's the other one he made? I have it back there. Hostel. He'll make something like Hostel, but then he'll go and make Green Inferno, and it's like, oh, really, Eli? So he can do something good, but I don't know. Dawn of the Dead, one of my favorite horror remakes, one of my favorite remakes, period. I really enjoy this. Since Zack Snyder actually seemed to give a shit about the movies he was making, other than the visuals. It's really fun, and the characters are super cartoony, but who doesn't like a little Ving Rhames, right? Phone Booth. Another Joel Schumacher film. Goes along with St. Elmo's Fire. I like this. I can see why Colin Farrell blew up after this, because he was really damn good in this movie, and I like Colin Farrell. Seems like you either like him or you hate him, and I really like him. I like Alexander, the movie he's in, and another one that's hit or miss, so I just seem to like him. Maybe not in Total Recall, but I really like him in this, and Kiefer Sutherland's a pretty damn good villain in this movie. I was not expecting it. Ghost. I enjoy Patrick Swayze movies. If any of you have watched any of my other videos, you've seen that I own quite a few of them. So it's really a surprise that I got Ghost. And another one that, do I need this on Blu-ray? Probably not. Looks fine on DVD. Basic Instincts. I just needed this to feel sane. Whenever I want to watch the Sharon Stone scene, pop this right in. And, I think Michael Douglas is good in this movie, but I just can never believe that he ends up sleeping with her, even though she's just playing him. I still can't see it. Edward Scissorhands. I was talking about this earlier. I really like this movie. I didn't like Johnny Depp. I had this weird preconceived notion about Johnny Depp. I've started watching more of his movies recently, and I kind of enjoy him as a character actor, because he does all these different, things that you just... different every movie for the most part, besides the 1980s where he's always playing the cool guy. Looks like James Dean, kind of. But this is, I don't know, it's a fun family movie that you can watch at any time of your life. I watched it for the first time like a year ago, so you didn't have to see it as a kid to enjoy it. Tango and Cash, good cast. It's like 80s fuel, basically. This is everything in an 80s movie shoved in there. It's all the cliches, and it's a great team-up movie. I don't love sequels, but I would have always liked to have seen a sequel to this. Maybe one in like the early 90s or something. Maybe even the mid-90s, because these guys both aged pretty gracefully there for 15, 20 years. Maybe even early 2000s. Maybe one in like 2005 or something. Would have been fine, but now I've obviously waited too long, and I wouldn't want them to make a Tango and Cash too. They're in their 70s, so it's just kind of... But I enjoy it. The Kurt Russell movie, Backdraft, and this is with one of the Baldwins. I think this is the Billy Baldwin one, and we don't talk about Alec anymore. But this, I got another one that I've just kind of always looked for on Blu-ray. I think I saw it once for like $15-20, and I was about to grab it, but $1, I can always upgrade it, but I'm probably not going to watch Backdraft very often. It's not one that I feel like has that much rewatchability. Shooter. I watched this for the first time 3 or 4 days ago, and I was shocked at how much I enjoyed this. I was expecting like a cliche Mark Wahlberg action movie, and I mean, it kind of is, but there's a deep plot to this that I quite enjoyed. And, it took twists and turns that even I wasn't expecting. I was expecting it to just be this clear-cut action movie with like no plot, and Michael Pena made it really fun, and Mark Wahlberg was good in it. Mark Wahlberg! Alright, the last DVD here. It's not really the last DVD because my girlfriend got like 5 movies, but I'm just not going to talk about them because I personally will never watch them. Alright, and the last of my DVDs, you've got The Last Samurai here, and this is just a temporary placeholder as well, just like a couple of the DVDs in there. Really like this movie. Sad, but also kind of like a triumphant ending where you feel like empowered almost watching it, and it's got a good story. And Tom Cruise, this is in that era where he was taking different roles on every movie. It was like a different Tom Cruise. Collateral and this were like in the same year, basically. So it's like a vastly different Tom Cruise. So now we're on to the Blu-rays. We got The Hurt Locker, which I was expecting a lot from, and I was quite let down. Now, good for you if you enjoy this type of extremely slow burn war movie with like no action whatsoever. And I'm usually interested in any movie for the most part. But, man, this was just boring as shit. Don't know how it won a bunch of awards, I guess because the pretentiousness that came off of the film, it brought out all those pretentious reviewers to, oh, I love this, and yeah, great. Wasn't a fan. Batman Forever. This is the thin little slip case. I'm guessing this came from the definitive edition collection where you have all 4 of them shoved into a box. But I found just this. I already have the first 2, so I just need Batman and Robin now, which isn't really a priority. But I kind of enjoy this in like a weird way. I like Val Kilmer a lot, so it's, him as Batman was always kind of my favorite as a kid. Him and Michael Keaton, it was close. And I just love my Jim Carrey as the Riddler. You can say what you want about this movie, but he's eating the scenery up the entire time. Scream 2. I do not have the first one, but it was on Netflix and stuff, and I've seen Scream already, so it's like I just kind of wanted to see the second one because I've never seen it before, and this was at the store, so I just kind of grabbed this, and I'll get the first one eventually. I just love how this one has Jada Pinkett Smith on the front, and she dies in the first 8 minutes. It's like what's her face, Drew Barrymore on the front of the first one. Like they're trying to do the same thing again, and I don't know. The second one wasn't that great, so I'll put these in order, I guess, because it makes more sense that way. So we've got GoldenEye, which is probably the best all-around Brosnan Bond. I won't deny it, but it wasn't my favorite. I like it, but it's just there's certain aspects of this that I would probably change. And the ending when the villain falls, 008, I'm pretty sure 009 or whatever his name is, 006, and whenever Sean Bean falls to his death, it's like, really? No blood, nothing. He's just rolling around. Like, if you fell from that distance, you would explode. And I know it's a James Bond movie, and they're trying to probably make it more PG for kids and stuff, but come on, bro. We've got The World Is Not Enough, which is my favorite of the Brosnan Bonds. I think him in this, he's at his most badass. I don't know about the movie itself being the best, but I like him as Bond in this the most. At that opening scene where he uses the dude's body to, like, anchor himself down the balcony is just, it's great. And we've got Die Another Day. So I need Tomorrow Never Dies, which is it seems to be a hard one to find. I couldn't see it on Amazon anywhere or anything. And all 3 of these I got from the same store, and they didn't have Tomorrow Never Dies, which it just made me sad. It's like, oh. We've got For Your Eyes Only, which is one of my least favorite why am I forgetting his name all of a sudden? Roger Moore. That's embarrassing. This is one of my least favorite Roger Moore Bond movies for sure. I had no care for this. This had the dude from Last Crusade in it. His last name is Glover. I can never remember his first name. Not a big fan. This movie just felt extremely disposable and forgettable. I just wanted to get it over with when I was watching all the 24 Bonds in a row. This was the one that was one of them that was like, please, just, I'm done with this. I don't care. This and A View to a Kill were my 2 least favorite, maybe, period. It was just like, holy. But that was $3, and I'm trying to collect every Bond, so it's like, I'll grab that. Moonraker, which I'm more split on. I see people hate it. I see people love it. I'm split. I'm down the middle. I already own this on DVD, but I figured I might as well upgrade it. It's $6 or whatever at the store that I was at. And, I don't want to pass up on the chance to grab this single, movie. And like I said, I want to grab every James Bond at some point, so I think I have 9 now out of 24. I'm getting there. Collateral, which I just mentioned earlier, is probably my favorite Tom Cruise performance, period. And I was so happy to find this on Blu-ray finally. I've been looking for this forever. I had it on DVD multiple times, and this just seemed to be extremely hard to find for a decent price. I'm not one of those guys that's willing to spend $30 on one Blu-ray. I know it probably sounds cheap and shit, but I'm not a made of money, and I'm not going to go out of my way to spend that much on a movie. Maybe very rarely, like Clerks, I think I spent $30 on, but I really wanted Clerks, and that's it's super hard to get on Blu-ray, and it was brand new, so it was like, fuck it. I couldn't do that with many movies, though, so I couldn't justify getting Collateral, which I already owned, for $30, but when I found it for, $8 or whatever, why not? Training Day, same thing. I've always found this for way too much money. It's still sealed, but when I found it for cheap, I had to hop on this. I'm a big fan of the movie. Didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did like it, but here I am talking about it. I'm a pretty big fan of Training Day. I bought it on DVD for the first time a month ago and watched it, and I instantly got it on Blu-ray, so that tells you how much I liked it. You've got The Croods, which is just I bought this sealed. I think it was $1, and I was like, you know what? I liked it as a kid. We'll probably never watch this. I'll probably never pull it out of the package, but you never know. rainy day or something. And last is Independence Day. I already own this in a 3-pack, but I wanted to own it individually. I really like this movie as a guilty action movie on like a Friday night, which it is right now. So I might put this in and watch it, and I'm home alone, so screw it, maybe. But yeah, I just wanted to own this individually. If I really like a movie and I own it in a 3-pack or something, I'll probably buy it individually as well. So those are the Blu-rays, and let me try and grab all these DVDs so I get them in a one-shot. DVDs. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you have a good day, month, and week wherever you are. I said that backwards, but have a good time, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.